Hello everybody and welcome to today's video where we are letting my TBR jar pick my May reads. We are filming in my room today because the dishwasher's going and it's just too loud where I normally film. So first and foremost, we are going to be choosing my mystery book. Let me try to find a better angle. So I realized the way I did it doesn't really make sense. Like, I wrote the numbers on here, but then I'm choosing them. I'm letting a random number generator choose them on my phone, but I'm realizing that doesn't quite work because I would have to do 1 through 12 because there's 12 months of the year. But then, I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but basically it's just not gonna work out. And so I'm just gonna renumber them and it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're just gonna do 1 through 8 on here. And let's generate. Let me try to not get a glare on there. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I know what this is. It's a little tiny book. I totally didn't open it on camera. I'm sorry, but it's actually Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And this one is by Quentin Tarantino. It's his first book. But this was a movie and then made it into a book. And it's basically about the time where Charles Manson was alive, and it has like, it's about the murder of Sharon Tate. It's about this guy, Leonardo DiCaprio, who's like a movie star, and Brad Pitt, who's a stuntman, and there's just like a bunch of different stories tied together. And yeah, I definitely thought this was gonna be The Handmaid's Tale, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's this one right here. But anyways, I'm not mad about this. I'm actually excited. I think this is a really great time of the year to read this, and I'm excited about it. So we're gonna place that right there. And now we are going to choose my 10 prompts. So let's just get right into it. We have a book from an author you love. Amazing. I think I've gotten this 3 times in a row now. I do want to say that there's a few huge books that I'm going to try to put on my TBR. So I think the rest of them are going to be pretty small books. We next have next book in a series, Amazing Beautiful. Number 3 is a mystery. Number 4 is, I guess I can look. I don't know, I'm not looking. Set in Another World. Number 5 is over 500 pages. Okay. Number 6 is Free Pick, Amazing Beautiful. Love that. Number 7 is an adult novel. And number 8 is a nonfiction, which is great because there's actually one that I really want to read. Number 9 is 3-word title. And number 10 is a 5-star prediction. These are really good. I'm gonna go find the books and I'll be right back to tell you what they are. Okay, I gathered all of my books. I'm trying to hold them up. They're heavy. They're heavy. We got all the books. The first prompt we had a nonfiction. And for this one, I decided to go easy on myself because a lot of these books in here are pretty chunky. And so I just needed some nice little easy reads. And for that, I chose Ocean Anatomy. This is by Julia Rothman. And this is just like, it's just a little nonfiction, and it just says like facts about like different animals of the sea. I am obsessed with the ocean. It is like my greatest passion. And so I'm really excited to finally have this. This is like a display book in my house. I just always have it on display, but I need to read it. So that is my first book. The next prompt is a 3-word title. And for this one, I also decided to go a little bit easy on myself. Now, mind you, it is 3 mangas in one. So it is still really chunky, but it'll take me like 3 hours to read probably. And that is Attack on Titan. It is volumes 1 through 3. So it's still like pretty big, but again, it's a manga. So it's like, you know, but I am going to be doing a 24-hour readathon, hopefully soon. And I think this would be a really good one for that. Just like read each volume like in between books, you know? So I'm really happy to have this one on my TBR this month. I have been really looking forward to getting to it. I just have never like had the time to actually get into it. We then have another tiny one. These are clearly like the easy ones I gave myself. But we have an adult novel, and I thought it was fitting because the first time I got an adult novel as my prompt, I chose the first book in the series, and this is Beneath the Sugar Sky. This is by Shauna Maguire. This is book 3 in the Wayward Children series. It's basically about children who are taken from their real lives into like these magical fantasy lands, and then they like find a door and they accidentally like leave the fantasy land and they want to go back, but then like they can't, so they go to this wayward home. Anyways, so this is just book 3 in that series. I didn't think it was gonna be like actually adult, but then when I read it I was like, oh yeah, this is for adults. But yeah, I really enjoyed the second book in the series and not so much the first one, but I'm really hoping I will enjoy this one. Next we have a book from an author you love, and for that I chose Deadly Little Scandals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is book 2 in the Debutantes duology by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, obviously. But this is just about this girl who likes to get messy. She likes to work on cars and stuff, but then she has to join like this debutante ball thing. I'm currently reading that book right now, the first one, which is Little White Lies, and I'm only like 10 pages into it, but I know I'm gonna finish it before the month is over. So this is going on there, and I will be finishing a series, which is great. We then have a free pick. Sorry if the lighting changed. The sun is behind a cloud. But we have free pick, and for that I'm choosing Happy Place by Emily Henry. It will be my first Emily Henry in a long time. When, what's that one called? People We Meet on Vacation came out, I read that. But that was like before Book Talk, I think, and I had no clue what it was. Like, I just was like, oh, I like this cover, I'm gonna read this. And I thought that was a good book, but I was obsessed with it. But this will be my first Emily Henry since the hype has taken over. So I'm very excited to read this. This is basically about this couple who's engaged, but then they broke off their engagement. But their friends and them every year like go on this little vacation to a cabin, I think. They don't want to tell their friends that they broke up because they don't want to ruin the vacation. So they're just kind of like pretending and stuff. And everyone says, this is not a happy read. You are not in your happy place when you're reading this. So I'll have to read this when I am emotionally prepared. But yeah, I don't know why I even wanted to read it. I've never been interested in Emily Henry before, but here we are. The next 2 we have are in a series I've been reading for months, and I just really would love to finish up this series. So the first one says over 500 pages, and for that I chose Tower of Dawn, Sarah J. Maas. This is just book number 7 in the Throne of Glass series, but this is taking place during the same time as the book before, which is Empire of Storms. So most people do, what do they call it? Oh my gosh, what is it called? Anyways, they read this at the same time as they read Empire of Storms, and they just go back and forth. But I didn't do that because I thought that sounded like a lot of homework, a lot of not fun times for me. So I'm going to read this, and then probably as soon as I'm done with this, I would love to get into the next one, which is set in another world, and that is Kingdom of Ash, which is the final book in the Throne of Glass series. So I'm gonna read this and then immediately jump into this. I think these 2 are gonna be like my first reads of the month because I have Empire of Storms like fresh on my brain, and I just need to like jump back in so I can remember everything and finish off this series strongly. Next we have 5-star prediction, and for that I chose Cascade Failure. This is by LM Sagas. Let me just read the back for you because I honestly don't quite know what this is about, but to me, when the first time that I heard the synopsis, I thought this that I'm going to really enjoy, and I think I'm gonna rate it 5 stars. So let's just remind myself real quick what it's about. It says there are only 3 real powers in the spiral: corporate power of the trust versus the union's labor leverage. And between them, the guild tries to keep everyone's hands above the table. It ain't easy. Branded a guild deserter, Jal accidentally lands a ride on a guild ship, helmed by an AI with the ship's engineer/medic who doesn't see much of a difference between the 2 jobs, and a "don't make me shoot you" XO. The guild crew of the Ambit is a little ... different. They're also in over their heads. Responding to a distress call from an abandoned planet, they find a mass grave and a live programmer who knows how it happened. The Trust has plans. This isn't the first dead planet, and it's not going to be the last, unless the crew of the Ambit can stop it. So it just sounds like a really good sci-fi read that I'm going to absolutely enjoy with a ragtag group of people who are just trying to solve this little crime. All right, we have 2 more books. This one is a mystery, and that is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I would love to read this because I want to read this before I read The Reappearance of Rachel Price, and I really want to read The Reappearance of Rachel Price. So we're gonna put this on today's TBR, or this month's TBR, and I know I'm gonna really, really love this book. I think it just sounds so amazing. It's like these 6 people go on a trip or something, and then obviously one of them dies, but they're all like, it all takes place during one night. I think like their RV breaks down, they're all spilling their secrets. It just sounds so good, and most people love it. The final book we have is a long one, and that is next book in a series, and it is Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh. This is book number 4 in the Boys of Tommen series, and this one follows Joey and Aoife. And in the first 2 books, it follows Johnny and Shannon, and Joey in this book is Shannon's bigger brother. So yeah, it's really intense. There's like, it deals with addiction, and it's so heartbreaking and hard to read, but I am really, really loving this series. It's like probably, I don't want to say my favorite series of the year so far, because I think Throne of Glass has that title, but I would say this is my 2nd favorite series of the year. By far my favorite romance series that I've ever read in my entire life. So amazing, so traumatic. It's traumatizing. So yeah, here's my cute little TBR. I'm really excited to read all these books. Look how pretty it looks right there. I am really excited. It looks like the color scheme for this month is yellow and orange. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll probably be posting a little bit more this month. I just didn't post a lot in April because all my videos were filmed in slow-mo, but let's hope and pray that that doesn't happen this month. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.